this theme of talking about safety of women in India, I have to be honest, I was a little unsure. I looked at my partner, and his instant reaction was, "You don't have to do it." And um, then I thought to myself how important this topic is on a level of representation. And well, here I am. Okay. I have too many stories to share, and I hope you're ready to listen to them. These are just some of the pictures from my travels of over past of nearly a decade now, actually. But these are photos specific to India. This was my time in Majuli. This is my home of over 2 months. I was living there with my friends of the missing tribe who gave me their clothes, their food, and also helped me shower like them. This is how we would take a bath every day, just wear their mekla chadar is what they call it. And this is literally how life looked for 2 months, over 2 months actually, straight. Food. When I asked them for food, they just slaughtered up a pig, put it up on stick, roasted it, and gave it to me. And every time I asked them for some masala, they gave me a pinch of salt. And that is what I got for 2 months for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all meals in between. This is the fabulous abong. You have to try this. Has anybody had this? This is abong rice beer. Um, wow. Can we see this picture? This is from my time in Mysore. A friend has suggested I should attend the Dasera there. And to the least of my expectations, this is how the celebration looked. It was me in an ocean full of men who did not understand why I was there, when in reality, all I wanted to do was to experience the festival just like them. And okay, ladies, how many of you think I was harassed here with a race of hands? I wasn't. I was sitting on a horse, so I saved myself. Um, on the same trip, after the horrendous experience of trying to move across and experience the festival, I'd met a bunch of travelers in the hostel where I was staying. Two of them, these beautiful people, ran an aviation company. I told them about my dream of becoming a pilot, and the next day, they did this. They did this to me. They didn't have to. They made my dream come true. I walked into an airport that's shut for public, that's shut for use, but they opened it for me, and I fucking rode an aircraft, a microlight access. This is my family in Meghalaya. It's from a time when I was stranded in the streets, trying to figure where to go, what to do. And I met Sampun. I call her Sampun. Sampun means elder sister. At her shop, and I asked her, "Do you have a place? Do you know of anything? Any place where I can go, stay there for the night?" And as the story leads, she took me to her house, where I ended up spending a week with this beautiful family. Same, they fed me their food, they invited me to the celebrations. This auntie was so confused about why I was there. She did not understand the concept of solo travel or why a girl all the way from Bombay was in Meghalaya for no reason whatsoever. She kept asking me, "Did you run away from home? Do your parents know?" And every day for about a week, and she literally didn't leave me. She didn't let me go. She didn't literally let me leave because she had so many questions. She could not wrap her head around the fact that a girl so far away from home was here to just watch the landscapes, have a good time, just backpack the country. This is from 2019, and on the same trip, I had a bunch of drunk men trying to open my tent in the middle of the night when I was peacefully camping by the banks of a river. These are some more photos from Spiti, from, this is I think some, it's the second largest habitat of, I don't remember the name. This is me hitchhiking. This actually is very useless here, but I just wanted to flex that I love hitchhiking. And this was my time in Sikkim when I hitchhiked a truck, and this guy was such a brilliant guy. I don't know if it was, he was just too kind and nice. He gave me a long, long ride. The whole time I had my GoPro in front of me, pretending like it was live and the world could see him, just as a precautionary measure. And that trick has worked every time. I do that every time. So the reason I'm sharing these stories with you is to just tell you I have traveled across India, and I started this journey back in 2017 when I remember consciously wanting to travel the lengths and breadths of the country. I'd only heard of India in superlatives, I'd only heard of the diversity here, the places and its landscapes, and I really wanted to experience it. And I did. And India really delivered. It gave me the best of my experiences. It gave me my worst nightmares, not gonna lie. I met the warmest people, but also people who put me through shit, and I fucking hate them. But this was the first 3 years of my travels. Now it's been over 6-7 odd years that I've been traveling across India, across the world, calling myself a full-time nomad, and the journey continues. The main question arises now. Creating that independence through this journey, what does it mean to be a woman in India, wanting to travel, wanting to design a life that takes her to different places, that pays her bills, that makes sure she does not compromise on her safety, or puts her people in that position, right? What does that mean for a person like me, for women like me? I want to start with telling you how independence for you and me, for men and women in India, looks very different. And how many of women agree with me here? Yeah? Independence for women in India looks very different. And we've experienced that in our everyday life. It is not, sadly, a default setting. And it looks very differently for different people. With me, I think I was quick to realize how finding financial independence was perhaps only the first part of the job. It was the easiest way of freedom, because I truly believe that we live in times where women have the opportunity to find a job of their dreams or not is a secondary question, but to have a job, to have access to employment and make their ends meet, right? So financial independence, often regarded as the only form of independence, is, I feel, the easiest, or not the easiest, but something that you consider to sort out first. But it looks so much more than that. It really ripples through the conditioning of the society. Like Gitika was saying, we're told who to be from such a younger age. We're told who to be, how to behave, how to be a good girl, how to at some point marry, settle down, have kids, blah, 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 blah. And I know we've had enough of it. And in this journey, um, if you come from a modern family, perhaps career is one of the aspects. You are allowed to have a thriving career, but the conversation has to lead to you getting married at some point and settling down at some point, because that's the norm. That's the way it's supposed to be. What am I doing here talking about this topic in my 30s and not having a child? I'm late. I'm late. I fucking can't have a child. Um, so independence is really what most of us build over a period of time, looks very different from each other, and is a journey that is constant, sometimes rebellious, but almost every time extremely exhausting. And I am super tired of it. But it is what it is. All right. The word nomad is not in our dictionary. It never has been, especially for a women nomad. Um, my family never understood what I was doing until the recent years. My surroundings, the society, everybody I met always asked me stupid questions. And I will tell you about those stupid questions because there's like a whole list. But they never understood what traveling meant and how do you pursue that as a lifestyle and how do you make a whole life out of it. Why do you do it? There is, except for the societal pressures that you're put through, except for the societal conditioning that constantly keeps challenging you in different ways, your own um, your own aspirations of pursuing or even dedicating a life of your dreams really takes a backseat. Because you're so busy just dealing with the challenges all the time that your aspirations and dreams really take a backseat. And that's why I said the word nomad is not in our dictionary. These are some cool statements that I've heard of, and I'm sure you have too. Your parents allow you to travel? I am 30-year-old. Yes, they do. Who's funding you? I don't know why they think I have a sugar daddy. Maybe I do. But who is funding you is a question I get a lot. When will you settle down instead of roaming around? Must be nice not having any responsibilities. I am traveling, that's all I'm doing. I'm wandering around the world, I don't have any responsibilities. It's an assumption they make. How does your father or husband think about this? What do they think about this? How have you not gone from your father's house to your husband's house yet? How? What do they think about it? Isn't it dangerous for a girl? I think we're establishing that. If you travel in your 30s, when will you have a baby? Boy, I am the baby. So what I'm trying to say here is being a nomad shouldn't be such a privilege to me. Just because I have a uterus. Because all I want to do here is to pursue a dream, to pursue a life that takes me to different places, makes me meet different people, experience different cultures, and how does again having a uterus come in the way of that? It should not. So it's not a privilege. Do not fucking make it look like it is one. So I was thinking about how to address this topic, and I was thinking about establishing what safety really looks for women and talking more about that. But I feel like this room is already one step ahead, right? We're already talking about actions. We're talking about what it takes for people like you and me to travel safely. And this room already has people who have now begun to see the shift. Um, so, what I think is enablers like you and I who make this possible have to really answer the question of how to make this country a safer place for travelers, right? When I travel abroad, I meet so many women who ask me about how my experience of traveling in India has been. And how do you tell them in the face that it's not been safe all the time? How do you tell them? They ask me places I should go to, and I don't know if I can give them a list that's going to keep them safe for sure. And how, as a woman, do you deal with the reputation that this country has of just being a rape capital? And it's disgusting because there's nothing that you can possibly say to invite anyone to come and experience this country for its diversity, for the beauty that it has, because that's just all way beyond the reality that there is of the safety. So this room is already overqualified, and we are a group of builders who think, oh, there's a spelling mistake, sorry, who think that how do we change this country as a whole. But how I look at this is how you and I can change our respective bubbles. How you as a property can take care of women that visit your spaces. How as a tour company you can create trips that have dedicated SOPs for them. And if all of us do enough of that, there's going to be a blueprint, there's going to be a system good enough for women to believe that they can travel to India in a safer way. I've had a list of some suggestions, but I think these suggestions are more of discussions that all of us really have to make. We have to make groups. We are a group of people who already understand the struggles, but we have to create SOPs that can be established as a standardization process. And then you and I, that enablers like you of the digital nomad lifestyle for women like me can create. And I was thinking about some examples of when in the industry I've faced this problem. And I could think of this one moment where I run holiday homes in Goa. And the money is mine, the idea is mine, the concept, the hard work is mine. But every time a carpenter, a plumber, an electrician has come visited me for repairs, they've asked me, "Ghar ka mard kahan hai? Can we talk to your husband? Can we talk to a man in the house?" And oh, it boils my blood. It boils my blood every single time. Because how else do I explain or establish that this is mine to take care of or that I am capable of? It's like a second-hand anxiety you have running all the fucking time. How do you deal with that? And this is just a small instance, right? But these happen at regular intervals in your everyday life. So all you property owners or hostels and co-living spaces, I'd really say let the women shine in roles that surprise them. Let them take a front seat. Let them deal with the carpenters. Let them deal with the AC repair guy. Let them be in places they're not expected. Because when we normalize that, it will reflect in the way of our travels. Let them see us as authority. Let them see us in places, again, we're not expected in. And these are just micro acts of feminism you can do in your everyday life, right? That is just going to help me and women like me design a life of independence. Because the designing part of us really is not the struggle. It's not. We will fucking figure that out. but creating an environment, an ecosystem, an infrastructure where you can enable my safety, or rather an experience where I can just take a back seat, my anxiety can take a back seat, is where I need you, is where women like me need you. So I think I do have a few suggestions, but I think I'm going to skip them for now. But the takeaway that you could possibly have from this is to really practice microfeminism in everyday lives. Um, to really let us shine where we can. Um, and to also know that it's something that starts from a very young age. Um, the level at which the daughters are taught caution can be the level at which your sons, the kids at your house, are taught how to behave and um, how to build a life where being by the side of a woman means equality. And all of this is just one aspect of how women travel. There are so many more, but eventually it is in the everyday life that we take away. It is in the everyday life that these small actions will make a difference to the bigger picture in the way we travel. I think that's what I'm going to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja.